to estate planning, being prepared and informed are the keys to success. So today we have our expert in this area, David Carrier, with us. We've got donuts, which are a metaphor for all of our valuable stuff,
That's
right?
correct. A metaphor.
Yes.
Right. I was an English major, you know, so I know all about metaphors. Well, you know, a couple weeks ago we were here, you know, talking about how Medicaid and the taxes and all the rest, and how most people say, well, let's just wait until we're in the nursing home. Let's not pre-plan all the rest. Whereas, you know, we're kind of rough and tough. We're going to biff them in the nose. And the feedback I got from that was, yeah, great, but how does that work? I mean, how do you actually make this happen? And so that's why we're bringing out the donuts again today.
Medicaid is the federal program, and basically you're almost penalized for getting your benefits based on how much you have amassed through the years.
Right. See, you got to understand that Medicaid is simply the way Americans pay for long-term care, whether it's at-home care, assisted living, or full-fledged skilled nursing care. Medicaid is the way that gets paid for it. And until recently, there was one local nursing home that did not accept Medicaid, and about a month ago, they got the first 10 beds approved. So right now, every nursing home takes Medicaid. I don't care which one you're at. They do take the Medicaid. That's how it works, because most people can't afford how much it actually costs.
Several $1,000s a month. I mean, we are talking very expensive. Okay, so we have the donuts here, which
Those are the donuts,
all of our valuable stuff. If we need to go into nursing care, then what happens?
So if you're single or married and it's your spouse, well, along comes the Medicaid, you know, dragon there. He's going to gobble up your donuts.
Because you have to contribute if you have assets that you can contribute.
Right, and the problem, see, and that sounds fair, right? But at $12,000 a month, we see people who've worked their entire lives, they've got a little nest egg, right? And now that's got to be all gone, no security, you know, life savings are kaput, right? The cottage has got to be sold, the farmland's got to be gone, all these things.
Right.
And it's like, hey, you know, if you spent the last 40 years accumulating, working, doing all the good things, maybe you should be treated a little bit differently from the people who made different choices in their lives.
Exactly.
Maybe your life savings, you know, what's so bad about the people who worked for it and earned it? What's so bad about them being able to supplement? Like, look, Medicaid will provide a base level of care to everybody, all right? All you have to do is be broke.
Right.
What's so bad about the people who worked getting a little more, paying a little more, using their life savings to do that? And that's what we're here for. I mean, that's what this is about.
And some people will tell you, well, if you give it to your kids, then that protects it.
Right. And the thing is, if you do give it away to your kids, and I know these are not your kids.
They're not my kids, but you've got a mermaid and your Justin Bieber figurine here. So we're going to talk about what happens. So your kids, there's this 5-year look back.
5-year look back. If you give it to your kids, and there are actually people who advocate doing this, give it to your kids. 5 years later, it doesn't count for the Medicaid. Well, how do you know when the, there we go. How do you know?
Yeah, there you go.
For the magic of television, there you go. How do you know whether or not you're going to need long-term care in 5 years or not? And why would you want to give it away to your kids?
What if your kids aren't ready to handle it?
What if they want a mermaid tail implant?
Right, or they want to go and be a rock star.
Exactly right.
Something like that.
And we know how rock stars, you know, they're all rich. Apparently.
So there's another kind of a trust that people can use to protect it and keep it in their own possession.
And that's what we do. You see, we're not going to give it to the kids. We're going to put it in what we call the protection trust. We call it the root cellar trust. And there's a lot of misconceptions out there about this. And unfortunately, a lot of attorneys share in these misconceptions. But the truth of the matter is, and this is what we've done over 4,000 times for our families, we put it into the trust. Who gets to open and close it? You do.
Yes.
Right?
You maintain
the bottom line is, it's your stuff.
It's your stuff.
Why would we give it up?
You maintain control and you maintain ownership.
But when this guy comes by,
he can't get his hands on it.
Can't get his stuff on it.
Or his mouth on it or anything. So let's talk about your life plan workshops, because this is one of many different topics that you cover.
Right. And at the life plan workshop, we put it up on the board and we explain it even better than today. And the thing with the life plan workshops is it's a way to get the conversation started.
It sure is.
So bring Justin, bring the mermaid, you know.
And they're free of charge to attend. You have them basically weekly in the Grand Rapids area. You also have Holland and Kalamazoo.
And Muskegon.
And Muskegon.
That's right.
Fantastic.
We covering the covering the waterfront.
All right.
And it's 3 a week, one every week in Grand Rapids, and then Holland, Muskegon, or Kalamazoo.
Alternating. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks so much. And
Thank you.
We'll be back with more 8West. Don't go away.
This is 8West.